Hey everybody, welcome in. So in this video, we're going to go back to an old save. This is my second playthrough and this is August 18th, 2024. And this is before the 1.0 release. So this would be quite interesting. I haven't been in here in a long time, so I just want to see what kind of weird stuff I built and what, I would do differently, things like that. Just see what kind of stuff that I built. And like I said, this is before 1.0. And let's just go in here and let's scope it out. Okay, so this is the second playthrough. And the third playthrough, I started in the Dune Desert. This is the opposite side of the map. I'm not sure exactly what it's called. Okay, so this is the main factory. And then I built this aluminum factory up here on the hill. And I built that fancy conveyor belt system there. And some of the minerals and stuff are in different locations. So let's see here. What did I build? Okay, so if you see all those thumbs up things, that's where I got the computers. It's like I got one train here, goes around that side. There's another train. Got a couple of drones. I must have started around here somewhere. Okay, so let's look in this research in the NAM. It looks like the tree, did they update the tree? I'm not really too sure. We'll come back and look at that. Okay, so I must have started here, so the concrete should be around here somewhere. There's the concrete. And it looks like I always tell you guys, I always like to build my slab up, and it looks like I can already tell I already messed up again. I can see how there's different levels. So in the future, I think what I will do is build one slab and try to make all of the manufacturing sites maybe the same level. Another thing that I'm thinking about is doing a third, or will be a fourth playthrough. Well, let's see what this crazy stuff is. It's kind of interesting. Guess I needed some extra computers. Either that or I ran out of space. But I was thinking about doing another playthrough where I just did mainly all trains. It looks like I did quite a few things here on this train. Because I think it looks better when you have a bunch of trains and has a bunch of cars on it. If you only have one or two cars on it, it looks kind of weird. So it looks like I did some fancy conveyor belts. Let's see what this is over here. So there's definitely is a lot less of what I've built in the fourth playthrough. So they definitely added more, because there's definitely not that many machines compared to my third build after the 1.0 release. Oh wow, that's a lot of aluminum. I can't believe it's not moving. After the 1.0, you need a lot of aluminum. Okay, so I built another train station really close to the main factory. that's interesting. There's all that aluminum just sitting there. Okay. Looks like there's another site over there. So looks like steel and another aluminum factory. I wonder why I built so much aluminum. Well, who knows? Like I said, all the recipes change, so everything's a little bit different. Okay, so it looks like the train's coming back around. Maybe we should jump on the train. Okay, good. It's not stopping, so we'll just keep on going. So there's the hypertubes. And I did something a little different in the third playthrough, and I didn't even really build those. I built them to where they just shoot you across the map in different ways. And then there's the land whale standing in front of the track. And this is kind of windy and up and down. This is something I didn't do through the third playthrough, but it looks pretty cool. Okay, so it looks like we have a major coal factory over here running some fluids. Let's see what else is over here. Okay, looks like I'm making some batteries. Looks like I'm droning the battery somewhere. And a ton of aluminum just sitting there. So I'm not sure why I built so much aluminum. It must have been, the recipes must have been different. We built a major coal factory over here. And I think this is quartz over here. Excuse me. Looks like the train loops around that hill there. So I guess the quartz factory is over here on top of this hill. Okay, so there's the hypertubes. Okay, so let's take a ride over here and see where this goes. So I didn't build any hypertubes like this the third playthrough. It looks pretty cool, I guess, but it's a slower way to travel. Takes a long time to set up as well. Okay, so this is a fuel power plant. Looks like I'm making plastic and rubber. but not a lot of it. I guess maybe we didn't need that much before the 1.0. And then there's another fuel power plant right next door to it. It's just regular fuel. Maybe we didn't need that much power either. I guess there was no achievements either, so I don't really remember what the end game was here. I think it was nuclear. Okay, plastic and rubber, that didn't change much. Okay, there's a turbo fuel power plant. Looks like there's a train. Looks like a steel power plant over there. That's where the train curves around. Okay, so I think there's some more hyper tubes on this other side. So let's jump into that one and see where it goes. This must have took me forever to build all this. Okay, so we're heading over to the Dune Desert, which is where I built on the third playthrough. Okay, it looks like I built a fuel power plant over here. Which this is the first fuel power plant that I built on the third playthrough. Oh, I knew that was going to happen. Let's go back. Want to stop and check this out. Okay, so like I built a windy train. See what's going on here. Sulfur. And coal. I wonder what this is for. We got some oil here. It must be for the fuel power plant. Oh, there's a train. Let's catch the train and see what's going on here. This is pretty windy. This is something I don't think that I would do on another build. Looks kind of cool, I guess, but it's kind of messy in another way. Oh, wow, that was super short and windy and curvy. Sulfur and coal, I guess. Mined all the coal over here. Okay, that's interesting. That's probably because you can only build those conveyors so long, so I did some kind of interesting build there. It's an interesting train build, very short. I'm not sure why exactly I built that train. Oh, looks like black smokeless powder, I guess it is. That's probably why I did it. Some more rubber, some plastic, and there's some turbo fuel. Pretty small plant, though. I guess we didn't need that much power. It looks like I didn't build very much over here in the Dune Desert. It looks like they added quite a bit in the 1.0 because I built way more than this. And you needed way more power. Okay, so let's jump back into that hypertube and finish this loop here and see what's going on. Oh, I think I remember now. So the end game was the nuclear puzzle, right? And the nuclear was in a different place. They moved the minerals around, so the nuclear was over here by the swampland, over here by the waterfalls where all the spiders are. So this is where I built all the nuclear, and I think that's where the game ended. And that's where that SAM ore is in there. I wonder if that's still the same. I can't remember in that cave that we just passed. See, this is just so slow. I used to just jump in these and I go grab a drink or something because it takes forever. But at least downhill is a little faster. Okay, so I think the nuclear is down this hill. It's going to be below the waterfalls over here. All right, so here it is. So here's the nuclear power plant. It doesn't look that big either, so it's definitely they definitely added some more machines towards the end game. after the 1.0 release. And that's kind of weird. Looks like I have some of the water pumps under the waterfall. I guess we could check that out. But now that I look at it, I don't really have. See, it looks like I have protective clothing, but I don't have any filters. So it probably won't be very smart to hang out right here. So anyway, yeah, like I said, the map changed, so this is a little bit different. And I don't see any spiders attacking us, so they must have added some spiders. And I added a train over here, it looks like. And there's sulfur coming off the hill. Let's see, I added a train. That's really ugly the way I built that. And there's our hypertube cannon. So I think I built two hypertube cannons. One, they just go from one side of the map to the other. So let's see the train. Okay, it looks like it's going away from us. Okay, so it's not connected to that train. Not sure exactly what I did here. Okay, there's two other stops. Oh, I think I know what I did. So I think this train goes all the way down the the outside of the map and goes back to the main base. There. Okay. So that's a long, long ways. Goes all the way around the outside of the map, it looks like. So instead of waiting for that train, I guess we could just jump back into the hypertubes and head back to the main base. So this is how I prefer to travel than the slow way. Man, a lot of this map is open compared to my third build. Okay, so on this hill, this is where the aluminum factory is. And way, way, way smaller than in my third build. I would say it's twice as big. And always running out of aluminum, it seems like. And this looks like the belts are even going slow and everything. So I guess we didn't need that much for the before the 1.0. So I spent a lot of time on this conveyor configuration, and everything's like perfectly straight and everything. It took me a long time to build it. Looks pretty cool, I guess. Looks kind of like an erector set or something. And like I said, you have to build it that way because the conveyor belts only go so long. So it looks like I got everything going up and down here. So that train's heading away. This train's coming. At least I think it was. So it looks like I kept it fairly neat. So yeah, let's catch this train. Okay, good. It's not stopping. I think the trains look so much better when you have all of those, cargo connected to it. Looks like I got those hyper tubes all over the place. Land wheel's still there. I don't know why they get stuck, and you just have to destroy what you built, let them go, and then build it back, or delete what you built, I should say, and then build it back. So like I said before, I think this loops around this hill. It goes to the fuel power plant and then probably picks up plastic and rubber and brings it back around. So I guess I didn't realize after the 1.0 release, they really increased the power. You need a lot more plastic, you need a lot more rubber. I built a lot, way more power plants, which is good. It made the game more fun. So let's see where this loops around and then maybe we can catch that final train. And I think this is a copper powder. It's like there's making screws. Not sure what that is over there on the right up on the hill. Okay, and that just brought us back around to the main factory. So hopefully we can catch the train, the other train. So let's see what that is. And nope, not so lucky. So what a bummer. The train is moving away from us, so we got to waste a little bit of time here when we're waiting for the train. So we'll just look around here and see what I did. I didn't build very many batteries. Doesn't look like we needed that much power, so I don't know why. I just concentrated on power on the third time around. So yeah, we need way more power in the 1.0 build. Looks like this upgraded to the 1.0. Let's look at this again. Looks like I didn't unlock everything. Yeah, I think it did update to the 1.0 because they added all this stuff here. But it's hard to tell. I don't have everything memorized, so I'm not too sure. And it looks like I built similar to the way I did the third playthrough, but it looks like there's probably half of the machines that I built compared to the 1.0 build. So that train is still way far away, so that's going to take a little while. That's where the copper power was. Powder. That's the oil platform. And it looks like I left all of the Dune Desert open. Actually, most of this map is open. Looks like I built a couple coal power plants and a couple of fuel power plants, and that was it. And then the nuclear at the end, which gave me way enough power. But like I said, this is the before the 1.0, so there was no achievements or anything. There were just get to the nuclear, and there's pretty much really nothing else you can build. And, you know, 2 hyper tubes, one on each side of the map. Looks like I built different things, but I just got conveyor belts going everywhere. I really don't like that. But all the conveyor belts look to be level. Looks like I started adding drones. Doesn't look too bad, not too messy. But yeah, still a lot of the map is just really open. Okay, so let's see if we can catch that train. This is almost like real life, trying to catch the train. Have to sit and wait. Yeah, it looks like I have 2 aluminum plants, and there's a steel factory. I'm trying to think. I don't think I built a steel factory. Just a separate steel factory in the 1.0. I still even have open coal and fuel all over the place. Oil, I should say. Okay, it's about halfway there, so just a little bit more. pretty sure that's coal over there. Oh, there it is. There's the coal. Okay, so it should be here anytime now. Looks like the land whale is standing on his two legs there. Oh, there's another one. It's just weird how they used to get stuck. I think they still do get stuck. Okay, here's the train. So let's hop on this train and we'll do a little quick tour, see where it goes. Okay, perfect. It's not stopping. Super curvy. This must have took me forever to build. All right, so I think it goes back around over here once we get back into the green part of the map. There's a coal, some coal over here next to water. I think I built the coal power plant over here. Should be up to the left somewhere. Yeah, there it is. There's another train station picking up something over there. I'm not sure exactly what. Like it slows down a little bit going uphill. This is one long train ride. And then it should loop around down to the nuclear part that we were at. Yep, and here we are right back to the nuclear. All right, guys. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. And just thought I'd try to see what I did through my second playthrough. Pretty interesting. And anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed it. And I hope to see you guys in the next video.